this is Martin from TechBlockpool, and today I'm bringing you an unboxing of the Sennheiser Momentum headphones. And this is the box. On the side, there are a couple of seals. Let's take them off, or let's cut them. I haven't done this. Number 1, number 2, and this one over here. Wow. This is what the inside of the box looks like. There's this brown box. On the side, there is, it says open. Alright, so these are the instructions. 3 of them. One is a safety guide. Let's take a look where English is. Right, so here are the safety instructions. Yeah, not much. Number 2 is this little booklet. It actually doesn't say much, just that details of perfection, symphony of perfection. Number 3, quick guide. Okay, this is more interesting. What does the quick guide tell us about these headphones? Alright, well, it tells us they are indeed headphones. There is a case. We can slide the cups up and down over there, and there is a cable which matches an iPhone, and there is a little remote. And at the end of the cable, there is this special jack which can be positioned at different angles, 90 degrees up to full 180 degrees. And this is how you can, I guess, take the cups off. And yeah, very simple instructions for how to use the remote, but I'm sure every iPhone user knows how to do that. Okay, so this is, let me position this at least a bit. This is the brown box. Well, inside actually there's this very nice foamy inside. And on this box there's this little flap which you can use for opening and closing if you want to store this inside of this box. Okay, let's take a look at the brown box now. This is the brown box. Now, these headphones, they do come in black. Actually, it's a combination of black and red. The cable is red. But to me, it seemed a little bit tacky, so I opted for this brown version, or brown bronze. Okay, so there's the zipper. At the end of this zipper are these plastic thingies for pulling. It's really nice touch. And you can also hang it somewhere if you want, or alright, so this is the inside. Actually, I have to say it's a lot smaller than it looked, to me at least, in many of the videos that I've seen on the internet already. These are actually pretty tiny, right? Like, I would say this is about 10 centimeters. This positioning of the cups, I wouldn't say it's smooth. It's actually far from smooth. Okay, let me take this off. Okay, there's this little Velcro where you can keep the cables. By now, you probably know, or you've heard, that there are 2 cables and there is this 1/4 inch adapter. Okay, I'll just put this box to the side just for a second. I'll cover this Velcro. Okay, so let's take a look at the content. First, the 1/4 inch adapter. I have so many, I actually don't need any more. It's the same as all the other ones. I think they all buy from the same maker somewhere in China probably. So this is the 1/4 inch adapter. Okay, so cable number 1. Okay, so this is fairly, I would say, I mean, this cable is not too long. It's actually fairly short. I would say meter 0.3. Okay, not really long. Now, I'll try to zoom in on this. Okay, so you can see these are the ends of this cable. Now, this side, this is the 3.5 centimeter. It goes. This is your normal jack. This other side, you can see that it has actually more of these parts. This goes inside the headphone. Now, there is this little mechanism, which I'm not sure you can see, but I think you can. You push it in and then you twist it a little bit, and it sticks inside the headphone. Yeah, so this is how it works. Push it and twist it. Now, this cable is all rubber. I don't know how tangly or not tangly it's going to be, but so far it seems okay in this regard. But it doesn't feel like really expensive. It feels, you know, a little bit on the cheap side, I would say. Like, it doesn't feel like top-notch quality or anything like that. There's the little Sennheiser logo here on this side. Yeah, you can see it just a teeny little bit. Okay, so now moving on back to the other cable. Now this cable is already attached to the headphones. Let's put this away. Now this cable has this remote, and it has this special jack. Now you could see that the normal cable doesn't have that special jack. See? So you actually get two cables. I would say one is the designer cable, which you use for your iPhone while wearing it, and the other is just really cheap, good for nothing cable, which doesn't have any like special quality jack at the ends. Now this cable has this beautiful metal jack at the end, which I already showed you in the picture. You can change the angle of. Now you cannot go past this 180 degrees, okay? So you can go up to 90, okay? So it goes from 90 up to 180. It doesn't go beyond. So it's not the kind of cable which you can, you know, position full 270 or even 360 degrees, okay? And this is given by this mechanism over here. It goes only from 90 right angle up to 180. Okay, so basically it can move only in 90 degrees. Now I haven't seen this in other videos. I mean, watching other videos, it seemed to me that you can change the angle or whatever. It's really flexible, but in fact it's not. Okay, so you can, this is really just, okay, they ask you, what is your preference? My preference is to have a straight cable. Okay, it's straight. My preference is to have a 90-degree angle. Okay, it's 90 degrees. But it's not the kind of cable which would be like more loose, and it would change the angle independently, let's say inside your pocket, so that, you know, it doesn't change the angle on its own. You really have to use some force for this mechanism to change an angle. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Bang & Olufsen A8 earphones. They have a very similar mechanism, but that mechanism seemed a little bit higher quality than this to me. I mean, at least, you know, to my eyes, to my fingers. Okay, so let's take a look at the remote part of it. This is your remote. There's a little cover. Okay, let me try to take this cover off. Oops. Okay, plastic, sticky, yuck. Alright, let me hold this for you. Okay, so this is the remote. It seems to be metal. Okay, it's made of two parts. One part is this front, and you can see that this back side, right, it's a different kind of metal. It has even a slightly different color, which I don't like. I would like it to have the same color, the same, I don't know, maybe under different lighting it's going to seem the same, but in this lighting, as I'm looking at it now, it, you know, doesn't seem to be the same. Okay, it's pressing the buttons, I don't really feel a really good clicky feeling. Okay, I think it's a little bit mushy. I would compare it to like the first Apple remotes that they had, you know, that they didn't have a really distinct clicky feeling. So this is what it feels like. It feels like a first try, doesn't feel really well executed, in my opinion. And this is where it's attached. Now you can see that I can tilt this, I can twist it, you know, to the sides. It doesn't actually have a distinct like click at the end of this tilt, so that I would know where the end of the movement is, right? I don't. I mean, it doesn't tell me. If I, you know, pull just slightly, both, it doesn't really. But I think that, if I tilt it this way, like that, now I can pull it. Let me try. Yes. Okay. So again, there's this mechanism. You can see it just barely. I'm going to, okay, so, and now, nope, okay, so, this feeling of this click, now this click is way better, I mean better than no click, and you just twist it, but at the end of the twist, there is no click, which would like secure it in that twist, so I am pretty sure that it could like untwist easily under certain conditions, like if you play with it, you know, like if you do this like a million times, it could get a bit loose. But this pull, there is this click, and that's really nice. Okay, now let's take a look at the length of this cable. This cable seems to be, you know, as long as the other one, but I can compare it actually. Cable. Okay, so let's compare first these jacks. You can see how different they are. None of them is, however, gold plated. Okay, they are just, you know, pure silver color. Okay, now, and by the way, these cables, they are identical. I mean, the rubber is pretty much identical. Okay, just focusing better on the cable. Right, so moving on with the length comparison. Okay, so one of these cables is shorter, as you can see. And which one is it? It's the one with the remote. So the remote cable is actually shorter by 10 to 15 centimeters. So they're not identical. Let's take a look at these ends over here, the ones which you plug into the earphones. And yeah, they do look the same, and they are in fact the same. Okay, so much for the cables. Okay, one is a bit longer, one is a bit shorter. One has a nicer end, a nicer jack, metal jack. Yeah, I think this actually, I like this box, by the way. I like this box, but I think, but I think it's going to get dirty really easily, because that's the kind of material, you know, I can see it. I mean, it's already getting dirty just by touching my table. Okay, moving on to the inside of this. I already mentioned there's this Velcro. It doesn't seem like really sticky Velcro, because it sticks only to this material, which isn't like the perfect Velcro material. Although it seems, it seems similar, but it's not really like sticky to this Velcro side. But at least you can keep the cable there, so I like that. And it's not too big, but it ain't small either. Okay, so it ain't small either. Okay, let's take a look at, well, the most important part, which is the headphones. So these are the Sennheiser Momentums. I'm going to turn the light on a bit more. And I'm going to try to focus on this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what do you think of this? Okay, first, this part over here. It's padded, but it's really like hard. It's not soft by far, okay? It ain't soft by far. I don't know what it's going to be like on the head. Most people say it's fairly comfortable, but after a while you are going to start to feel it. And it's this typical Sennheiser design where it's, it's made of two parts, splits, so that your head can breathe, and it sort of splits the weight in two. Here on the side, I mean, this is an all metal headband, and this is real leather, okay? So unlike, let's say, AKGK 550s, where it's only, synthetic leather, or pleather, meaning protein leather, this is real, breathable, high-quality leather. And these are leather ear pads. I think they're really soft, actually. They are pretty soft. Okay. I think these headphones, they don't push on your ears too much. I mean, just by looking at them and trying, this force. But I'm going to know more once I try it on. Here on the side, you can see that there's this cable connecting one to the other, and of course, it probably passes. I mean, it does pass the signal from this jack way over here. Now I wanted to try this force, how this works. Yeah, it's not smooth by far. It doesn't have like a really nice smooth feeling, and since there are no dents in here, it doesn't have like a clicky feeling either. Yeah, again, compared to the K550s, which, if you are the kind of person who really needs to have it set to the same size on each side, then it's going to be really hard with these, because you can't really measure it. It doesn't have any specific click or number or any other indication. Okay, now these can also move. I wouldn't say freely, but they can move like that, and up and down, and a little bit to the sides, but like not a lot. Yeah, but there is a bit of movement, and it's all in this mechanism over here, which, well, I don't know how sturdy it is. It feels fairly sturdy. This is much better. Feels fairly sturdy, but only time will tell. Okay guys, so this has been my unboxing, and I can say that also it was like a first look of the Sennheiser Momentum headphones. Thank you for watching.